Hi guys. You'll know Cinta because we had a chat not so long ago when I interviewed her for her visionary pictograms. Now, Cinta and I were just having a little chat, and I said to her, "Whoa, we're on fire. Let's just do a 5 minute quick chat." She said, "Okay, let's call it a morning chat." So it's nothing organized. This is not an interview. It's just a chat. So how's it, Cinta?
It's going well, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. And I think
So
what's interesting about this chat is that we were speaking about exactly the same thing this morning. And we thought actually there's real learning in this for everybody. And perhaps other people might be feeling the same at the moment. So, yeah.
So go for it and just explain exactly what you told me because I thought that was absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I was just talking about um, basically that I'm feeling a little bit like a jellyfish. And, imagine a jellyfish. It can shape itself in any way which the currents can flow with it. It moves in the water. It actually is not a very solid shape at all. And yet it's alive. It's got like a point in the middle that is completely alive. And yeah, it's nearly like um, if I have to reflect, I used to kind of know what's going on, or yeah, what's used to think about what's right or what's wrong. But now these days, I see so many perspectives on every single thing. That's really difficult to still know how to navigate because I see 30 perspectives, and I know that each one is just an aspect of what is transpiring at the moment. And yeah, Jill, how was it for you? Because this really resonated with you as well.
Yes, because it fascinated me because as I said to you, I have actually been stepping outside of myself and looking at Jill as if so say you meet somebody for the very first time and they don't know who Jill is. So they're just listening to you and they are making up their assumptions and their views about who you are
Mm,
by what you're saying
mm,
about things, right?
yeah, yeah.
So the stuff that I used to say about things is completely different to
Mm,
how I feel about everything right now. And I realized that I used to be very judgmental. And then I used to say to my family, "Oh no, I'm not making a judgment, just an observation." So that's how I let myself off the hook, which was
yeah,
such a load of nonsense because it's judgmental, right?
yeah.
But now I am really observing myself and how I've changed because what upset me before is actually not really upsetting me as much because I see all the layers and I realize that all of them are okay. And not to be so hard on myself to say, "Ah, you know what? That's who you were then, but that's not who you are now," with your higher perspective, meaning so that you can rise above all those situations and see, as you said, so many different outcomes,
Mm,
so many different opportunities,
yeah,
so many different ideas,
yeah,
and none of them are wrong.
yeah,
So if somebody else wants to do something and have a different outcome, that's also okay. You might have done it differently,
yeah,
and you might have done it differently 10 times over.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's exciting.
Yeah. And I really like the way that you say that you kind of like stepping outside of yourself and looking back at yourself. And you say each of these perspectives is just a small part of a far bigger picture. Yeah. But it's also quite challenging, or I find it quite challenging in terms of, is this really the point where we have lost our attachment to our identity?
No,
Because,
no,
yeah,
because you know what? As you were saying that, you're actually discovering the new you.
mm, that is all of those points. Yeah.
It's like, oh, who's Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, what is she about to unfold? What's there? It's like a little treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now tell
Mm,
us about the symbol.
yeah. So in my work, I've always received images, and my book is called Visionary Pictograms. And these pictograms were kind of communications that came through my hands about my own journey of awakening. So they were like nearly like guiding principles. But this has come to a close because the reason for this information was really to teach so that I could reawaken and remember about how to navigate on the inner. I mean, there's not a lot that you can read about this. People tell you how to navigate life, but they don't tell you how to really navigate within yourself. So these pictures were very, very helpful in terms, these images and this information was very helpful to free me up to explore myself even further. But yeah, I received I was drawn, my eye was drawn to a different image, and it was actually a symbol, and it was a sacred geometric symbol. And I thought, I wonder what it wants to communicate. So this was different. It was not something that I drew. I saw it in I saw it printed, and I started meditating it, and it started to awaken. It started to show me, and it started to calm my field down. And the symbol was quite simply a triangle, and it had 10 lines passing through it, which made a whole circle of triangles around it. And it was like really kind of showing that the triangle, like the lower mind and the lower vehicles, were steady and open, and they could now hold over 30 perspectives. So the lower three, the light passing through it, could see 30 perspectives and could know that they were all part of the bigger picture without identifying only with one aspect of it. And it was just interesting because as you know, I think that it's really a turning point in terms of my practice in some ways, that I can take ancient symbols and I can meditate with them till I feel the impact on my body, because this insight, it sounds the simplicity of the three and just feeling the hugeness of holding 30 perspectives. It really freed me up, and that it's okay to be the jellyfish because the three in the middle is actually there, and it's holding all of this, in one cohesive whole, while staying fluid at the same time. Yeah, it had a very strong impact on my energy field, and a very calming. The insight that it yielded calmed my psyche, because I felt that I'd found the next stepping stone, something solid that I could actually, as a practice, start to work with.
I think it's very exciting because you keep on thinking, okay, this is how much I know, what's going to happen next. There's so much more, but you never know. Oh, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. You just don't know what else is there. I'm going to tickle my throat. So I just think it shows you that limitless part of who we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Just infinite.
Yeah. And I think it also shows that these, ancient symbols are doorways of knowledge and understanding. And when you are ready, they will teach you what to hold, but in a very personal way. It's not, it will really connect with you. So I'm quite excited about exploring this further. Yeah.
I know, because what's next? And then you mentioned Sedona.
Yeah.
You just had this Sedona thing, and I've just had the Sedona connection just in the last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is so exciting. And then just when you were getting the password and whatever to connect here, I suddenly thought, we could go on tour to Sedona. We could connect with those contacts in Sedona and do a workshop or a presentation, because there's obviously a strong, it's just crazy that it all happens at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Once again, the alignment, right?
Yeah.
And with you seeing everything and me changing my perspectives, it's just so totally aligned. And actually, that's how I met the lady in Sedona, because it was a total alignment. She was talking about the chess game,
Mm,
and that's what made me connect with her.
yeah,
It was exactly what I'd said.
yeah,
So that's how it works. The spirituality, call
yeah.
it the guides, call it whatever you like. I think you get on a certain vibration, like a wave, being the jellyfish,
Mm, mm.
and the jellyfish goes along on that wave, and all the other jellyfish that are on that wave will connect with each other and go, okay, let's go surfing. New Zealand girls on tour.
Would be fun to do, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
good. My mind was racing. I was thinking, oh my gosh, Michelle could do this, I could do this, you could do that.
Yeah.
And we could get those girls there involved
And
in
I think
the whole
it is
retreat.
again about each person will experience things individually as they need to see it. And it's not that it's right or it's wrong. It is understanding that there can be many experiences around a single field of awakening process, and that each one holds its purpose for that person. It's a little gift for each one. Mhm. And if we can talk about it, it makes it so exciting. It makes life so rich because, you know, because people see things in such black and white colors, and they don't, this is really where the source of creativity lies, where we're really awakening to our deeper creative impulses that want us to move freely, that want us to become bigger, that wants us to kind of, you know, grow. So yeah, I think diversity that is at its core all the same process, you know, it's really awesome. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I love that diversity because what about allowing yourself to hold the diversity and explore it
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of doing the old loops
yeah,
that you're so familiar with?
yeah.
And that's where we had that little conversation that I said to you. I just did the little podcast about courage. Have
Mm,
the courage to step out of yourself
mm,
and do that observation of yourself and
yeah,
celebrate, because it's like,
yeah,
let's go
yeah,
surfing.
yeah. Awesome. I think
Okay,
that
that's
was
it.
nice to share. So thank you for that. And anybody who's inspired by this, you know, get hold of Jill.
Yeah,
She,
or Santa, let's ask some questions. And I think, Santa, let's have some more morning chats, just quick 5 minute,
yeah,
off the cuff, what we're experiencing and
yeah,
how things are going. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
I've been in a bit of a
Mm,
period, like a hiatus,
yeah,
and now I feel different.
yeah,
Within the last 2 days, it's almost like my energy's bubbling up again. I feel like a champagne bottle,
yeah,
and I'm just waiting for that cork to pop so that it.
yeah,
Yup.
yeah. And that really, again, is exactly the process that I've been through, like a few days of absolutely flat. It's like my inner creative essence was being, it was flatlining a bit. It wasn't sparkling. And all of a sudden I feel, oh yes, look, next
Effervescent.
learning, this true learning, this value in this. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think also what that will tell people, or as you say it reminds me that you think, when I'm flat like that, I think, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to connect again. It's
Yes.
like it's
Yes.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I've got no connection.
Yeah.
I am my connection.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
poof, they come and give you, what do they, hit one out the park kind of thing. So I think that it's a trust thing again, isn't it? And just
Yeah.
say, this is life, it's ups and downs.
Mm.
And at the moment, it's going to be up again.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
This was
right.
fun.
Yeah. Have a
Okay.
good day. All
Lots of
right.
love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.